So let's do some practice classifying accounts. When we classify an account, we need to determine if that account is an asset account, liability account, or an owner's equity account. Capital. Capital is an owner's equity account, and capital represents the owner's financial interest to the assets of the business. Cash. I like to call this the king of all assets. If that helps you to remember that, cash is just critical. I often refer to it as the lifeblood of the business. Imagine if you start bleeding. You run out of blood, what's going to happen to you? In the same way, if a business runs out of cash, they're going to die. It's just something to avoid. And dying in business is bankruptcy. Accounts payable. This is when you owe money to somebody. That's liability. Accounts receivable. This is when somebody owes you money. Accounts receivable. If somebody owes you money, that is classified as an asset. Delivery equipment. If you have a business and you have equipment that you use for delivering merchandise, whether it be vans or trucks, that would be classified as an asset because it is a tool or tools that allow you to do the business that you do. It allows you to do the business in order to generate revenue. A tractor. If you have a farm, you need a tractor in order to farm, to plow, to plant crops, and so that is definitely an asset. A barn on a farm. You need a barn because you have to store tractors, animals, equipment, what have you. So a barn is a fixed asset. We'll just call it an asset. That'll be good enough for now. A building, same thing, another asset. Note payable. This would be a longer term version of accounts payable. A note might be something that is issued to you from another business, and they give you an extended period of time to pay off this loan. Note payable. That's definitely a liability. Anytime you owe money, anytime you see the word payable, that's a liability. You owe money to somebody. Auto loan. You borrow money from the bank. It's actually another type of payable, but we'll call it a auto loan, and that is, of course, a liability. Home mortgage. A mortgage is a special type of loan. Generally, they're long-term, 15 or 30 years. Pay them back along with interest over this long period of time. And so that, again, is a liability. Computer equipment. Most businesses have computer equipment of some type, so that's an asset. Hard to do business these days without having some type of computer equipment. Oh, okay, so if you're somebody here in the FFA or 4-H and you have a show pig, that is definitely an asset. You are going to use that pig to make money at that rotary livestock auction. Sheep shears. This is some tools, equipment that you use. It's a type of, it's an asset, and you're going to use that to fix your lamb up, make it look really good for showmanship. So there's an asset. Fencing. If you're in the cattle business or some type of livestock, the fencing is an asset. And then a feed inventory for cows. So if you have a barn full of feed that has not yet been fed to the animals, then that is an asset. And later on, we'll learn that as you consume that feed, it will become an expense. But that'll be for another lesson. Let's go ahead and create a test. We'll do a multiple choice test on those 16 and go through it. So if you haven't done it before, you click up here, you click Test. Choose the type of test that you would like, and we're going to choose multiple choice. Depending on how I've created these Quizlets, some of these options work better than others. With this one, let's try multiple choice and start with the definition. And then you can put how many questions you want to go through. We're going to put all of them. 13 partial duplicates found. Hopefully it'll deal with that so we don't have 2 correct answers. So let's see if it'll work out here. I'll zoom in a little bit for you. Asset. Let's see if there's a correct answer. Auto loan, no. Payable, no. Capital, no. Tractor, one correct answer there. Another one, asset. Which of these is an asset? Home mortgage, auto loan, accounts payable. Feed inventory, yes, for cows. Liability. See if you can guess before I click it. Notes payable. Liability. Try to say it to yourself here. Yes, the home mortgage, that long-term loan. Here's another asset. Accounts receivable. Somebody owes you money. Another asset. No. Liability, liability, liability. Computer equipment is an asset. Liability. Which of these is a liability? Auto loan. Another liability. There's that payable. That tells us that's a liability. Asset. Liability. Capital is owner's equity. Notes payable is a liability. Show pig. Asset. A building. Asset. Nope. Liabilities. Liabilities. Delivery equipment. Another asset. The barn. Yes. Let's see. Here we go. King of all assets. Cash. Asset. Sheep shears. Auto loan. Capital. Notes payable. That's going to be sheep shears. And let's see. Owner's equity account. Nope. These are assets except for capital. And the last one. Which of these is an asset? There's that fencing. Check answers. A+. Very good. So give that a go. Practice with that. And you do this and you will be ready for our first test.